Hey, thank you so much for joining us today back at KPLE-TV podcast. I am your host, Felicia Williams, and today I'm happy to introduce to you Dr. Crossley, from a member of the Women Ministry of Prayer.
Yeah, well, it's the Women's Prayer Ministries. Yes, ma'am.
I knew I was going to get
you got
one
all
of
the
them
words.
swapped up. All of the words just in different arrangements. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great today. Thank you.
Hey, super
Thank
glad
you
to
much.
hear that. I know you're talking today about an urgent call to prayer.
Yes, ma'am.
So we can talk about that really quick.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to be here to emphasize an event we have coming up. It's called an urgent call to prayer. Our founder is Chaplain Lydia Santabanez-Farrell, who couldn't be here, so I'm her replacement. I'm among the many women that are involved with this ministry of outreach, and so we have an event that's coming up on Friday, August the 22nd at 6:30 p.m. at Temple College in their pavilion on the east side of the campus at 6:30. And God gave her a vision some months ago to do the ministry this way, this time. The ministry is 15 years old, and we've been having conferences over that 15-year period. I've been involved in it maybe 10 years or more, but he showed her a different impact because it had been focused mainly on women, women from different economic groups in the community, but it was to empower, to deliver. And recently he showed her in a vision that let's do it with pastors. Pastors have always been supportive. Churches have always been supportive, all kind of denominations, but the emphasis was on the women and a speaker and some praise and worship. So this time we'll have praise and worship, but we've asked 7 different pastor couples to come, and they're from 7 different churches in Temple, and they have a topic or a mandate that God gave her for them to pray about a particular part of what our prayer focus should be. And so we will have the pastor and the wife praying, but before then we'll have praise and worship, and that's all it is. No speaker other than them praying as God gives them in regards to the mandate that he gave her.
Awesome.
And so that's coming up on the 22nd of August.
Very exciting.
It's free. It's for the public to come and for us just to submerge ourselves in unity to pray about these 7 mandates, which would address all the ills that we are now experiencing.
Yes, awesome.
Okay.
That definitely sounds great.
Yes.
How have you enjoyed being a part of the ministry?
Well, I've enjoyed it because it was so impactful.
Yeah.
First, it was so inspirational. And then it was encouraging for us to reach out to women in even in populations where they were going through difficulties. They were in shelters and what have you. And then when they were in churches or not in churches. And so it was good to see women come together and find a safe place to hear a speaker that was speaking life over you, and then for you to be allowed to be prayed for afterwards. And we just come into agreement that things would change, and when you leave there, you wouldn't leave like you came.
Right.
So I've enjoyed the experience, and Lydia is she's a very strong chaplain. She's been a chaplain at the VA and in other arenas. And God has been using her tremendously to impact veterans along with women. And she's at First Baptist Church now, so she's impacting a large church there in Temple, but being impactful. And so then she reached on women in different churches to say, come, let's unify, let's make a fist instead of a finger, and let's go after the enemy. Our enemy is the same, Satan, and he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. She said, we come to empower, to enlighten, and to help deliver people and circumstances. So I've enjoyed it.
I love your analogy of let's make a fist instead of a finger.
That's right, because the finger can get bent, but a fist is hard, hard to stop.
Very hard to stop. I love that. Great analogy for sure. And I'm super grateful that you're here today, because Dr. Crosby is way easier to pronounce than
my first name, Sonjanette.
Oh no, I'm talking about Miss Lydia.
Lydia.
Yeah, second house, you said it rolled right off of your tongue, and I was like, Lydia. I would have had a...
Yeah, Lydia Santabanez-Farrell.
See, again, it's flowing off your tongue so
beautifully. Thank God.
I don't know if I would have had the favor for that, but very grateful to see you today.
Thank you.
Yes, and I know you have your own ministry as well. We're talking about, we've been a pastor's wife, a pastor's mother, a pastor's daughter.
God, from life, all angles. And then I do ministry of my own. I'm over a nonprofit, and we do things to help meet the physical needs of people with grants that we get from the city. But I was privileged to be born to a pastor and wife. And sometimes people think that's a hardship, but it's a privilege because you don't pick your parents.
Yeah.
And to be empowered early, to know who I was, and that I have purpose, and to be able to do everything in ministry from cleaning toilets to speaking. Okay. You get the whole resume
from
of
vacuuming.
Thank you.
Singing,
Not just on the mic, but you're back there with that toilet bowl brush. You get to do that, wash dishes and all. And so that grounds you, and it lets you see the complete picture of the ministry. It's not just all Hollywood, you know, in front of cameras, you got a mic, but it's prepare you for dealing with it. Then I married, and when my father died in 1990, my husband was made pastor. And so I was a pastor's wife for 25 years until my husband died. And so in 1999, in 2014, 1999, my brother died. But my husband died in 2014. And so then my son was assisting him, my oldest of 3 adult children. Now he's my pastor for 11 years.
Right.
And so I'm his church mother, but I'm a missionary, and I just do whatever's required and do outreach. I'm a community activist.
Love that.
So
okay.
I take the ministry to the street.
Love multiple roles.
Yes.
So many roles.
Yes.
And then also the outreach, super important. So love to hear all of that.
So we're in warfare, so I'm armed and dangerous.
Yeah,
just,
for sure. We
know
it.
That.
Locked and loaded. This is Texas after all.
That's it. And so I told him my peace is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I know some got the real peace, but my peace is that. And so I can go through any system without setting off alarms, because it's spiritual. Okay, you can see that.
Okay. We
so
love
I'm
that.
always caring. Okay.
Love it. Yes.
So it's a big responsibility, big liability to know the truth. And
that's also a
share
responsibility for a long time.
Yes, it
that's
is.
That's a responsibility
a long time.
Being a pastor's daughter. People I know, there's a certain, my parents.
Yes, I do. In ministry.
Throughout ministry. And one thing I learned as a child is sometimes when your parents are in a place of ministry as a child, you become in a kind of a glass house. Now I'm looking, you're your parents' fruit. So when people are looking at your parents, you're their fruit. There's a certain reflection that, one is automatically going to come. Because really, whenever I got in trouble, there was a natural discipline that happened. And then you also saw us 20 minutes later on the floor. And then, doing the prayer. And then there was, all right, now find in the word what spirit you're dealing with right now. Come back to me. Tell me what spirit that was.
What was that?
What's happening? What's rising? What we need deliverance from? So even that young having that responsibility, going from the responsibility of that image to responsibility of the wife to responsibility of the mother. The responsibility around the board. How did you handle and kind of manage that throughout life?
I'm glad that because kids will be kids, children will be children. But I think when they taught you that the love of Christ, that even when you fall and you make mistakes and you act like any other child, because I lived under a microscope all my life, and I still live under a microscope with my mature self. And so wanting them to know that I'm not perfect. It's no perfect people. We're striving toward perfection. So the God got on the scale and gave balance, where I would say that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That's what he said about me. And so even though I'm not perfectly made, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Right. And so I can have moments, I can feel overwhelmed, but I'm victorious because of the relationship I have with God. And so always knowing that, and always being told that we are overcomers, and now we don't have to be overwhelmed. And so I kept it in perspective, and it helped me to try to do that with other people and my family and all. But it's choices we make, and then to know that, but I'm working out my own soul salvation with fear and trembling. And it said, train up a child. I trained up my adult children as best I could. They made choices after adulthood. Then that's on them, the choices they make. But I thought I put enough in you that if you happen to go astray or make some choice, you know how to get right back on track. And main track is what he's expecting of you, that you have a call on your life. And we have giftings. Everybody has a gift. And sometimes those gifts are untapped, because we won't trust God on what that's going to look like. Now, when my parents were in ministry, I didn't reflect them. I reflect my assignment. When my dad died and I became the first lady, I wasn't my mother. I didn't fill her shoes. I created my own with the relationship I was supposed to have with God and my husband. And then when my husband died, I didn't expect my son to be my husband, like his dad. I told him, you're going to create your own shoes. And I didn't expect his wife to become me. she was what he needed. I was what my husband needed. My mother was what my father needed. And so that takes the pressure off, because people will have you trying to fit in roles. It's not a role, it's an assignment. So you can't make me fit in a role. I don't wear anybody else's outfit. I got my own. I got my own.
You're dropping gems. One thing I actually struggled so hard with at the younger age was I truly believed, and even, I'm not going, you're debunking a belief I've even had to this day, which was, I feel like I'm a reflection of my parents, and I never want to make my parents look, so I'm on my P's and Q's, and then I also know people can be so catty.
They can.
You're not going to use me against them.
No,
you won't do that.
No,
but you're so
but they try. They
do.
And
you're so right that no, I'm not. I'm a reflection of Christ.
That's it. That's it, and not them.
I'm not a product.
They just were the carriers.
Right.
I belong to him.
I'm a reflection
of Christ. And, and see, I told my kids, they've made some choices that they weren't their best. I told them, well, I'm not ashamed of you. I love you. You made the choices and you'll overcome that, but you're not perfect. And so just align with God. Hear God. I will be there for advice as needed, but I can't mold and make you like he wants to. Because I'll make a mistake, because I'm still being molded and made, all right, by God myself. And so I wanted them not to be under the burden of thinking that, because people are going to always compare them to me. And I'm sure they compare me to my mom and dad, but I said, I'm not them. I'm an original, not a knockoff. None of us are knockoffs. We're all originals. And so when we embrace our originality, I was created to be who I am, even though I know that you to be a twin. You're uniquely you, and your twin is uniquely her. Even if you're identical, when they do DNA, when they do your fingerprints and stuff, you're different.
Oh, I didn't realize. When you said twin, I thought you meant we look alike. I'm older than her.
Are you? I always thought you were twins.
Everyone thought we were twins.
Everyone thought we were twins. But y'all are really got some time between you.
No,
and so, but when people grow up, they assume things because you looked identical like by size.
We were peanut butter and jelly.
They did my youngest two like that, and they're 21 months apart. But they could wear the same clothes. They were about the same size, male and female, same size jeans. But now that they know they're grown, they were just close in birth, but not twins. So, but I'm just saying, even that with DNA, I'm the oldest of 6. We're all uniquely different. Our calls on our life are different. And so you can't compare me to my 3 sisters and my 2 brothers. Because I have my walk. Our personalities are different. And God likes that. He likes variety. He said, I don't need you just to be a replica. I need you to be the original. Okay.
Yes, I love that.
Okay. So I want people to do that. Ask God. He grades my paper, not me, and I don't really care how other people grade it.
Dropping gems.
Okay,
over and over and over.
Because people got a P&L with red marks.
Right. No,
I'm sorry. That does not determine my future. That's your issue, not mine. But knowing that people still do that, I'm sure with me now in ministry with my very mature self, that they are still probably grading my paper, but I'm really not distracted by that, because I said he's the one that has to say, well done, thy good and faithful servant.
He does the promoting.
Thank you. So I'm saying I'm going to trust him on that while I get stretched.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I'm still being stretched.
Understandably.
Okay.
I would love for you to invite again one more time.
Yes, ma'am. I'd love to. I'd love to. This has been exciting to let people know, we can just have a conversation and all. And when they come to this event, it's casual, it's comfortable, and it's going to be convicting in that it will empower you. And it's going to be on Friday, August the 22nd at 6:30 p.m. at Temple College Pavilion, which is on the east side of the campus near the gym. And we have the address posted online that you all can read. Come, be with us. We'll be there at least an hour or so. Just a little praise and worship to set the atmosphere. Then we're going to pray, and we're going to make demands on God, and he's going to deliver whoever comes. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Please make sure to support and be out there on Friday and have a blast, like she said, making a mandate and asking for some demands for heaven to come on earth, and we can see it happen. You enjoy the rest of your day. Have a blessed day.